For architect James Garrett Jr., seeing the damage to this building from protests in St. Paul, Minnesota over the death of George Floyd was devastating.
In my wildest dreams, I never thought that buildings and organizations that represent people and community and positive engagement would be targeted by anybody from this community.
His firm, which focuses on community development projects, was turning it into an arts center. But this week, it was one of many sites in the Twin Cities left in ruins as some protests turned violent and destructive. Thanks to a fire suppression system, it only suffered cosmetic damage. Now it's all boarded up. Justice for George Floyd is spray painted on the plywood. But 48-year-old Garrett says it's not about him or his buildings.
If these are growing pains that we have to go through as a society in order to get to a better place and a better world, that my kids are able to have a different lived experience and reality than what I had growing up here, then whatever has to happen, has to happen.
Now Garrett, a fifth-generation member of the community, says he's deeply committed to rebuilding.
The challenge for us is, how do we not just replace what was lost, but create a more equitable, ecologically resilient entity to take the place of the old thing, right? And how do we do it better than how it was done before?
Floyd's death hits especially close to home for Garrett, who knew the 46-year-old as Big Floyd. He worked as a doorman at one of Garrett's favorite restaurants.
Seeing what happened to him is a reminder that if but for the grace of God, it could have been me.
Garrett says that while he can help rebuild the physical parts, he mourns for the family of George Floyd and others whose lives have been lost.